Today I'm going to be going over the Week 12 NFL games. I did not do the predictions. I did make the video, I just didn't get in time to make it. It was already too late. It was already after the games. So I felt like there was no point in posting that. So I'll just be reviewing over the games, telling what my picks would have been. So going into the first game, everyone kind of knew the Bears were going to win, but it should not have been this close. Lions got a little close and then blew it. Had that 8-minute drive. The Bears' last drive was 8 minutes, and the Lions kind of blew that game. Classic Lion fashion. They're probably gonna get like one win, maybe. They might go 0-16-1, which would really be sad. Going into the next game, another upset is the Raiders and Cowboys. High-scoring game, really fun to watch, and the Raiders, I don't know, the Cowboys defense crumbled. Usually if you're the Cowboys, if you put up 33 points, you're going to win that game, but the Cowboys defense didn't come to play. They choked it. They choked the game for the Cowboys, and they definitely should have won this game. The Raiders should not be putting up 36 points against the Cowboys defense. That was presumably one of the best defenses in the league. So going into this game, the Bills have a revenge game after that bad loss to the Colts. They come back, blowing out the Saints 31-6. Saints look awful on offense. They couldn't stop Josh Allen. Threw like 4 touchdowns, I think. Josh Allen, he was unstoppable. Diggs had a pretty good game. The Saints couldn't get anything going on offense, and they couldn't stop Josh Allen on defense. And it was a blowout game. Going into another blowout game is the Steelers and Bengals. The Steelers, I don't know what happened to Big Ben. I don't know what happened to that offense. Najee Harris did not play well. This is like his first bad game of the season, basically. And the Bengals outperformed them on offense. Joe Mixon did incredible. Joe Burrow did enough for them to win that game. Put up 41 points. It's a great game for Joe Burrow. And the Steelers could not get anything going on offense. Their offense looked horrible. Their running game was off. Big Ben looked off. And the defense could not stop the Bengals. Going into the next game, the Panthers and the Dolphins. Dolphins coming up with, I guess you could call this an upset, but it was kind of going to be a close game. But the Dolphins ended up blowing them out 33-10. Cam Newton had an off game. His first off game is three games that he played. So, looking like Pat's Cam. Looking like the Patriots' Cameron Newton coming out. But the Dolphins, they did great on defense. Tua did pretty good on offense. I think Myles Gaskins had a couple of touchdowns. So it was a good game for the Dolphins. They were really starting to heat up in the second part of the season. After that, I don't think they went like 1-7 at the beginning of the season. They're really starting to heat back up. They're on like a 4-game winning streak. Going into the most boring game of the week, which would be the Giants at the Eagles, a whopping 13-7 game. And both teams look bad. Vikings just managed to score get 2 more field goals than the Eagles. Really, Eagles should have had this game pretty easily. They have been playing pretty good this season. I don't know what happened to them, but they should have won this game, but the Giants ended up coming out of this. If the Eagles ever want to catch the Cowboys, they cannot be dropping games to the Giants. Going into, I guess, another upset is the Patriots blowing out the Titans 36-13. The Titans obviously lost their entire offense with no Derrick Henry, no A.J. Brown, no Julio Jones. Mac Jones played great. The running game was okay. But the Patriots' defense and special teams is what is really carrying that team right now, and is why they're blowing so many teams out, and it's why they're winning so many games. That special teams and the defense is one of the best in the NFL right now. Patriots are now ahead of the Bills in that division with, I think, an 8-4 record. So, I don't know how Bill Belichick does it, but he keeps on doing it. Next game, the Falcons-Jaguars. Falcons have shown that they are getting absolutely carried by Cordell Patterson on offense, playing almost every single position he can, and the Jaguars are just so bad on offense that they couldn't score more than 2 touchdowns against the Falcons, which is sad. Going into the next game, a high-scoring game against the Buccaneers and Colts. Everyone knew this was going to be a close game. Tom Brady comes back after halftime after being down like, I don't know what it is. He was down like 16.5. Comes back and wins the game for the Bucks, 38-31. High scoring game. Jonathan Taylor had an off game after coming off of that insane game against the Bills, but you shouldn't expect him to have a great game every single time. But they really should have handed the ball off to him more. Going into the Jets versus Texans, I can't really say much about this game. I didn't watch it. I don't know if you're not Jets or Texans fan. I don't know who in their right mind would watch this game. But I guess the Jets did come out with this one. I actually want to look at the stats because I did not even take one peek at this game. Looks like Zach Wilson played pretty terrible. Didn't throw a touchdown, 145 yards and interception. Tevin Coleman, 67 yards. Ty Johnson, 42. Austin Walter, 38 and a touchdown. And Zach Wilson scrambled for a touchdown. So, I don't know where they must have gotten a defensive touchdown. I don't really know. But, looking here, like, it was just Texans, it's just looking horrible. I don't know how the Jets can win with Zach Wilson not throwing a passing touchdown and only throwing 148 yards, but I guess that's just the Texans for you. So going into the next game, the Broncos and Chargers is, I guess you could call an upset. The Chargers, I don't know what had happened to them after their hot first 5 weeks in the season. Broncos coming off with an upset. They played. I also got to look at this game too because I didn't really see it. Justin Herbert played really good, actually. 2 INTs, but 300 yards and 2 touchdowns is really good. Austin Eckler did not do that good, only 31 yards and no touchdowns. That's definitely an off game for him. But Justin Herbert in that passing offense definitely carried this team today, or that team on that game. So good job, Justin Herbert, finally coming off of 2 great games. So he's making a comeback. He had a couple bad weeks. The 49ers and Vikings, this was going to be a close game. The Vikings come off of that hot win against the Packers, and then the 49ers just outran them. The 49ers running offense is looking like that Super Bowl team. Just pound, stretch, run, stretch, run. And it cannot be stopped. If you have good offensive line and a good running back, that cannot be stopped. And it showed when they put up 34 points against a pretty decent, not good Vikings defense, but it did enough for them to win the game. And going into the game of the week, the Packers at Rams. The Packers offense definitely outperformed the Rams. I guess Matt Stafford didn't have a horrible game. He had a pretty good game, but their defense definitely did not come to play. Aaron Rodgers outdid that entire defense, and they came with the win, 36-28. Going into the Browns and Ravens, this game was just a bad game to watch, honestly. I didn't watch the full thing because it was just no offense between both teams. They kept doing turnovers. They kept making mistakes. The Browns look horrible. They are the worst team in that division by far. They don't have an offense. That running game only got 40 yards, and their defense played decently against the Ravens offense, but both offenses played like absolute trash that game. Going into another pretty trash game, the Seahawks at the Washington football team for maybe tied for the worst game of the week. I don't really know. This was also a bad game. I think there's a lot of turnovers in this game too. I didn't watch the full thing, but Russell Wilson played pretty good. DK Metcalf did not play good. He has been off this season. Tyler Lockett played pretty good. Freddie Swain and Gerald Everett got the touchdowns for the team. And apparently, Russell Wilson was their leading rusher. How does that happen? How do you let your quarterback, who's like 34 or like 30, I don't know how he's old, as your leading rusher with 16 yards? I don't know. Russell Wilson He only threw 31 passes, which is a lot, but that's not a ton. Jamal Adams got an INT. That's like his third of the season. I don't know how he's getting INTs all of a sudden, but apparently he's decided that he actually get INTs now. So good for Jamal Adams. Seahawks still suck. They lost the football team. And that's going to be the end of the video. See you in the next.